Hello, boys and girls. My name is Yoshi. Welcome back to my 200% walkthrough of Metroid Prime Remastered, the Nintendo Switch, being played on the Nintendo Switch 2. In the last video, we took out the big brute that was the Elite Pirate, or more specifically, the Omega Pirate, as well as the Phazon Elite. We've gotten some artifacts since then, and we also got a lot of items now. We also got the last major item upgrade, which is and more importantly, from defeating the pirate leader, we get the Phazons. The Phazon suit. Just the best upgraded suit you can get in this game. Now it's time to go back up the root cave once again. We mostly glossed over it because we did go up here an extra time so we can get to the secret path first, but now, when we go up close enough, it'll think that we cannot go any farther, but in reality we can actually go further up yet. And then if we keep going, we'll see that there's a secret we can jump through to get some missiles. Also, we already got that. But that's not what we're here for, actually. We have to go up here instead. Oh, actually, these are where the missiles are. There was one missile expansion up a little bit ways away. And now we can get the Arbor Chamber missiles. So if we wait until we had plasma, we could have gotten 2 missiles at once, but that's fine. Alright, our next upgrade is not going to be for a bit, because we need to head all the way back to Megmore Caverns. We're just going to go this way. I know this isn't the most optimal path or anything, but we need to get to the caverns anyway, so may as well do that. I think if we actually do it the reverse way, we could probably do this faster, so... these next locks, some of which include missile expansions here, we're just going to get them in the reverse order. So we're going to go back, and then we're going to actually briefly stop at Chozo Ruins again, because we actually need to get another secret. And I don't think they're going to be closer to anything else. So our main goal now is to get to the Tricops pit. Unfortunately, we did take the longer route, so we're going to have to take quite a bit of damage. But now we have the Phazon suit. We are extra protected now, so the damage is reduced even more. This is also where we're going to get another artifact as well. So to be fair, we have to go for this full area anyways, because we need to get an artifact. Or 2, actually. Well, we already got the Warrior artifact from Monitor Station, since we had to do that earlier. We can only tell because you can see that this secret is active. I like how the map kind of shows you, oh, if there's nothing on the map, that means you missed it. But if you did get the thing on the map, then that means you did get it. And now we can just blow these flying pirates out of our way, which is nice. Before we go on, we are going to continue shoot these Phasma pirates. If we go close, we can unleash the X-ray and see that there's completely different platforms. And there's a place we can then break open with our missiles to get another missile expansion. This is another one you can actually grab cheaply by just blowing open the wall right away and then jumping at it from a weird angle. In fact... okay, maybe we can't jump up here. Okay, alright. Okay, I think as long as we find an invisible platform, we can get up. No, wait, hang on. Oh, wait, no, you can jump up here from this spot. So as you can see, if you know that the missile expansion is there, you could just break it open with a missile, and then you can just get that missile early without needing the X-ray. You normally need the X-ray for that. And now time to do something we haven't done before since we've never really been through this area again. That's get the Triclops. Jump over to the Triclops pit. That lasts for a long time, man. Okay. We're back in here. I thought this was where the secret is. But it's probably even farther. Yeah, no, wait. This is where it is. Yeah, this is where it is. And just a regular missile breaks this open too. So we can also grab this one right off the bat if we remember to use a missile. So, Artifact of Nature, the 8th out of 12. It's interesting doing this in a speedrun and just remembering where everything is. Anyways, we got the Triclops pit item now that we were going for, so now we're going to continue heading through here. I don't know if there's any artifacts, but I do know that we do need to go through this area to get a different artifact. I know we kind of glossed over and skipped a lot of these, but now we're going to go back through here finally, because now we need to go here anyways to get an artifact. Moving in when to get the artifacts could be extra tricky sometimes if you don't know where to go, I will say. Because the game is massive. This is also the only time we have to go in and do stuff. We kind of skipped over this platforming section because it's typically really slow to do it this way, and there was other secrets we could take to get to Chozo Ruins and, more importantly, the Talon Overworld. But we must go here because there is another expansion we have to get. We do, however, want to head back through this area again because we will need to be at Finandra Sewer Lines for our next couple of unlocks, and there will be at least 2 artifacts over there, too. From here, it's mostly just me hoping that I can remember where the rest of the artifacts are now. Oh wait, this is not the correct way. What am I doing? I literally just did that for no reason. This is where we need to go, over here. And we need to do another puzzle to get up here, by the way. But first, we're going to destroy some bees and their nests, because they are really annoying if you do not destroy their nests. This is the one area that I do recommend destroying the nests. Unfortunately, there's a lot of nests. Also, now we have the plasma beam, we could just burn them around, burn them away, like that. That's kind of like what you would normally use on some... no, wait, never mind. That would be a bad idea. I think it's more like eyes that you can use to kill wasps and other stuff, if you do get annoyed at them. I was about to say burn them, and yeah, that wouldn't be good, so forget I said that. If we do happen to scan these, by the way, we'll see each one of these, is a quarterite wall, so we need at minimum super missiles to scan all of these, but we need the spider ball to actually go up there, so the soonest we can get this artifact is after Fardis, and so that's when we get the spider ball. Anyways, doing that puzzle lets us go up here. Now we get to do a interesting spider ball puzzle to access the next artifact. In one of my older routes, I actually got this artifact sooner, and you can do that, but we're getting it now because I didn't need it before. This is a really tight jump, by the way. Especially since we're right next to that enemy. This is another spot where you're supposed to see the Chozo Ghost for the first time. Technically, you can find them as early as that other area, but you can find them first over here. You know what? I don't see any reason to go back through here. I think the game wants you to drop through Sun Lobby, but there's nothing stopping us from just going back the way we came. Alright, so now we get to do a big battle over here. Because we went so late, we will, be helpful if they stop running around. The most annoying part is when they randomly move away. This is one of the harder Chozo Ghost fights, mostly because they are really fast. And there's a lot more of them than normal. Everyone who's watched this playthrough, by the way, will probably remember, yes, this is the room where we took out Flagera. We need to go back here anyways, though, because the only time this artifact spawns is when we come back after attaining a specific series of items. Only then can we go here and get the artifact over here. This is why we came up here, by the way. This is the Artifact of Wild, the 4th of 12. So we could have gotten this one a lot earlier. Again, we chose not to get it, though, because we needed to go back through and collect all the items anyway. Now we're just going to head back the exact way we came, because nothing's stopping us from doing so. No reason to even go the other way. Normally you'd probably go the other route, but there's nothing stopping us from just going the way we came originally. It's convenient, because that's the elevator we need to be at anyway. And now, back to Mangmore Caverns. I did say I'm not going to cut out the travel, because I kind of want to show my route of doing things. So you guys at least have an idea where you're supposed to go. But this route is going to be very familiar. I'm actually going to turn off and die just so I can save my power of my iPad. Yes, I use an iPad, by the way, to check where what I have to do in my guide. I know some other people do it other ways, like maybe using different monitors to have a guide on that, but I don't have enough monitors for that, unfortunately. So yeah, we're just kind of focusing on what we're doing right now. No reason to go through that. No reason to really use the until we're across here. Also, we can now use the grapple beam to get across these gaps. We couldn't do that before. Not going to use our info because there's lots of jumps we have to make first. If something gets in our face, we're using that. Which, yeah. Probably should have gotten that hint. We kind of just obliterated him with plasma. Why don't we go underneath the platforms this time? It's definitely a way to do that room. I mostly did that just to not get hit by those deads. Okay, that guy was right in my face, so we're gonna hit him. Okay, this one's really hitting me. We're gonna keep going, though. Oh, he's stuck. Okay, he's stuck underneath. We're gonna ignore him then. Now we do need to use the morph ball, so we'll just go right into the morph ball so we don't have to waste as much time here. There we go. Now we are back at Phanandra Drifts once again. This is an area we're going to probably be spending the... Jeez, I Kind of said that a little weird. This is the area we're going to spend the most time in. There's quite a few artifacts we need to get here, and there's a lot of unlockables to get here. We'll go in, well, area order first, though, before we forget, though. And so the first one we're going to get is in this area right here. We're going to go basically back to this area, which you kept hearing the ice area, or rather the missile expansion. We could just use plasma to break that open. That's why it's important to get plasma early, because that's how you get the missile expansions here. And a lot of stuff requires the plasma here, trust me. There's actually a lot of artifacts here. In fact, there is a whole ton of them. In fact, now that we have all the unlocks, we do need to go back through that other pirate area, which is called the Research Core, of course. So we're going to go back and do that. We have our swim beam out because we need it to melt another area here. Although we don't normally need to grab anything here, we are coming back anyways because we need to plasma the specific area to get that done. I don't know why, but I just cannot do this area correctly. We'll just go up here instead. Then let us... There we go. Just had to shoot that. That unlocks a secret where, similar to what we did in the Great Elder Hall, we can use our Morph Ball to reveal a secret, which we will now roll into to access, which is actually the next artifact. Artifact of Sun, the 9th out of 12. We have 2 more to go. The other 2 are going to be here, which means whenever we grab these last artifacts, we are going to be done with the game. I will say, this guide is still really well thought of. It at least tells you where most of the expansions are, but it does not reveal the artifacts. So if you guys want to watch my guide, this will probably be a really good guide to watch. I might even watch my own guide to see how I could improve it, because I know stuff could be fun when you like watch your guide and then figure out how to improve it and go even faster. Anyways, we are going to save, however, since it's been a pretty long while since we've saved, so we're gonna go with that. And remember Ice Ruins East, by the way? Now we have to go back there. There's actually 2 sets of Ice Ruins. Ice Ruins East and Ice Ruins West. I believe East is through this door. We were in West quite a bit, but not East. So, anyways. By the way, if you guys didn't get the memo, we do have all of the scans we need except the ones at the very end of the game. So we do not have to worry about scans for basically the rest of the game. Also, now we have plasma. We can do a lot of things we shouldn't be able to do. The main one being, we can now actually really destroy these Sheegoths. So these enemies we were afraid of, we can just kind of flame them out of our way now. No problem. Sheegoth's kind of weak now. We do need to flame one of these. I don't think it's that one, though. Okay, there is a secret here, though. To get this one, we have to go over here and get the Spider Ball track, which will get us this missile expansion upgrade, and then we're just gonna boost ball out of there. And there's a second upgrade. We're gonna have to platform across a bit, though, to find it. I think we actually need to drop in here. Oh wait, this is another one where we had to use the X-ray to see it. Oh, here we go. We're a little bit ahead of where we needed to be there. But yeah, another door we can blast with the plasma beam, surprise, surprise, and we get another missile expansion. Also, we can take out those things in one shot now with our plasma beam. And this is why I mentioned the locked door can be grabbed multiple times, because those sentry drones, you can fight them infinitely and they always lock the door automatically no matter what you do, so they are very useful for that reason. Okay, now we need to go back over here. I am not going to let this Sheegoth do dumb stuff. We'll just charge it until it's defeated. There's quite a few things to get here, actually, too, but we're gonna start by going all the way over here. Find an ice covering, which will let us grab a power bomb expansion. This is actually the second one we're getting, but we already got that one from earlier, which we got by just getting that artifact back all the way and make more caverns. So we're pretty much just gonna clear this full area from here and see what happens. There's quite a few more stuff to grab after all. We are going to need to get another artifact, however, which is up top. Maybe this won't take as long as I thought. Initially, I did get lost quite a bit trying this, so that's why I wanted to try and see if I could get this done already. I'll probably use my other save then to practice the best, I guess. From there. Yeah, you know what? We are going to get this now. So, back into the research lab. The only reason we need to be here is because of an artifact we must grab. So, we are going to go ahead and grab that first. We're just going to actually roll up this whole area here, because there's no reason we could just keep doing this. So, that's the easiest way to get through that. Not really any jump skips we could do anyway. I know we're expected to use the wave beam to go up here. Interesting that this Cordite tank is back. I find it kind of funny that they make this come back despite it not having anything at all. A little weird. And there we go. Alright. Alright, here I go. Let's keep going through here. We'll be out of this soon, don't you worry, folks. So now we're back up here. And the reason why we're going up here is because we need an artifact up here. Now we're going to go ahead and take out the pirates like we normally would. First, we need to wait for that guy to stop flying around. We can actually just also do that, too. Probably easier to do that. Of course, there's more, too. Oh, come on. Whatever, we'll just do that. So now we can use Hazma to belt that gap over there. And using a super missile over there will let us blow that whole tower up so badly it crashes into the side of this poor wall, letting us access another artifact as a result of that. So we are going to go ahead and grab that. And no, that's not being weird. If you grab the artifact that way, you will skip one of the cutscenes. That normally happens. That was the artifact of Elder, 3rd of 12, except it's the 11th artifact we're grabbing now, and we're actually almost done with artifacts. Once we're done with that, we're just gonna need the upgrades that we are missing, and we will be done with 100%. So, this main video, I guess, could be dedicated to achieving 100% item completion. I don't know if I'll get it yet, though. Like I said, I have no idea how fast I need to go through here, but we'll do our best. Let's just put on the visor for the entire mission. I know we don't need to do this, but it at least lets us see where we're going and where these enemies are. We need the wave beam for most of these doors, so we're just gonna go ahead and use it the entire way through. Except here. No, I want this. No, that's the wrong way. Okay, this is the only time we won't have the thermal visor equipped. And I guess also we don't need it here, because it's visible enough that we can go through anyway. Oh, more of these dinguses again. I'm gonna stand against the wall so they don't knock me off, and then take them out one by one with charged plasma. Charged plasma is definitely the best way to take them out later on into the game, when it gets really hard to take them out otherwise. Alright, now back at this area, we now be able to get yet another missile upgrade. Jeez, I cannot speak. Yep, they're gonna grab another missile expansion, because if we haven't seen enough of these already. Getting really close to 100% now. We've pretty much done most of everything we need now. Just a few more missiles and we will have the rest. I wonder if there's a way to go through this room without taking them out, or if you can just take them out before they even see you and then the door doesn't lock. I think you just probably take them out before they see you, I imagine. Though it would only save a little bit of time. Alright. This area might look familiar because, well, yeah, we had to go here earlier to access Fardis. The reason why we couldn't come here before, though, is because we had to do something else. But soon I don't get annoyed, I will, actually, we're gonna flame this guy. Yeah, I hope you like getting burned alive, Sheegoff, because that's what just happened there. So yeah, that was one of our other upgrades we got before, by the way. The Flamethrower. Very great against Sheegoffs, clearly. But also really great against those nasty Plasma Pirates, of course. That was a long wait before that actually triggered, but... yeah, anyways, the reason why we couldn't do this before... oh my gosh, the game did not let me even move there. Anyways, the reason why we couldn't do this before is because we needed to grab the grapple beam before coming here, because we need that to access something. Also, we can skip both of these and just grab this from the back in a weird way. You're supposed to be... in fact, you're supposed to be all the way on the other side with the spider ball puzzle. No way in heck we're going through that, though. That's really slow and really boring. So instead, what we're going to do is just trick our way up to here, and if the game will actually let me grapple properly... oh my gosh, that jump is literally horrendous. I don't know why, but this one grapple jump is just like the bane of my existence for some reason. I missed this a lot in practice too, man. I seriously need to practice this more. I guess we do need to aim a bit more than I thought. Finally got it, jeez. It's probably the most frustrating thing we had to do so far in the whole game. Thank goodness we don't have to do that again, because now we have the missile expansion from here, so we are getting on out of here, and then we're going to keep moving through a bit more of Finadra. Unfortunately, I don't know a fast way to get to this next part, and unfortunately, we're still on the other side of... no, wait, no, never mind. I'm being silly, actually. We can just go here instead, and we don't even need to do that trick anymore. So now instead of going to that other room, we can just grapple beam all the way over here for the door, and now we can just start getting stuff at somewhere else. So we're going to start with transport access first, which is basically in that secret shortcut from earlier, which we got after Fardis. So we're going to grab that next, which is convenient because we're right next to here. So yeah, we pretty much just grapple, but go this way instead. Just gonna jump around that to make sure we don't hit that on accident. Plasma this door out of our way. Plasma the ice rather, so we can get another energy tank, and then there will be 2 more missile expansions here. I forget if one is at the very top of this tower, but before we do that, we do need to go into Frozen Cave first. Or actually the Frost Cave, which is literally right next to us. And just like before, we are not going to fight these pirates. Take way too long to fight anyway. Flying pirates, definitely some of my least favorite enemies in the game. Besides some other obvious ones that are annoying. Get rid of those scarabs before going into here. We'll just go ahead and charge plasma these guys. Alright, so we needed the grapple beam before coming back, but now we can grab stuff here. So if we look all the way up here, there's actually one more Hating Rock structure we can destroy. We needed to be up here because we needed that to get an accurate shot on that. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to even lock on. It is possible to do that blind shot, but it's really hard. And they definitely probably fixed that bug that lets you grab this early. So, we're gonna grab it now instead, and it's not like it matters. We need the plasma beam anyways for another expansion, which is also in the same area. Like I said, this area, we're gonna get a lot of upgrades from. The main thing we needed was plasma and grapple for this area, but now that we have plasma and grapple, we can get everything here. So, from here, we're pretty much just going for the other rooms we've already explored. Except at Fenandra's Edge, we're actually going to need to go all the way to the top for something else. So we'll start by taking out these pirates so they don't bother us. And we're going to, this time, hopefully more carefully, jump all the way across here. We did get our last energy tank, by the way. That was the last energy tank. Did. No secret platforms, unfortunately, this time. This can be a little tricky to aim, because you can hit the wall on accident if you're not careful with this one. Alright. Got through that. Carefully jump here. Jump here. It's very easy to fall and lose a lot of progress here. And sometimes Samus will just not jump for some reason. Oh wait, we have to go up here first. Yeah, and then we can jump using the glider. So, the last part is probably the roughest. Now, the reason why we have to go all the way up here is because there's a hidden passage over here for a power bomb expansion. But also in Fenandra's Edge, there is something else as well. That was just an expansion, though. We actually have to get something else here as well. I didn't check where the thing is, though, so I guess we're just going to start by bombing the wall over there. I was a little worried. Samus didn't look like she was about to grab that at all. Okay, I'm just gonna blindly drop a power bomb here. By blindly, I mean just doing this. Okay, no, that is not the correct area. Alright, 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 alright. I'll just use the thermal visor like everyone else does. Try to listen for that hint. I do know there is something that sits at Fenandra's Edge that is an artifact, so we are in the right area for that. So, anyways, we got the Frost Cave. We need to jump a little bit more ahead, because we need to be back at the gravity chamber for the next secret. But, before we can even do that, we just find the artifact here, too. If I can remember where it is, that is. Actually, maybe it is on there, just... Oh, wait, I never thought to look elsewhere. Hang on, I think I might be missing something. This was always one of my least favorite things to do, to be fair, and now I slipped down because I'm being a dingus, so now we have to go back up and do the whole thing again. I only know this because of the hint that I do actually remember for once that says a cave sits on Fenandra's Edge. Jeez, I cannot speak. Fenandra's Edge. Okay, now I just said it completely different. Again, I hope you guys don't get too bored of me doing this, because to be fair, we have to do this to finish the game anyway. I'll take extra time to do this, I don't care. Okay, that time it actually grabbed this time. I don't know why, but sometimes the grapple beam just refuses to work. Oof, that was close. I thought I actually didn't make it there for a second. So it says here a cave sits on Fanadra's edge. I think I need to scan somewhere around here, though. I don't know. I'm gonna actually have to confirm check this, because maybe it's in the other area. Maybe I'm thinking wrong. Hang on. I'm going to look this up just briefly. Alright guys, sorry about that. I paused for a minute because I'm actually kind of dead because, yeah, there's actually a secret right here. Oh wait, no. That was the way out. Whoops. That's not what I meant. I did say there was a secret, just not right here. Let's just drop a power bomb here, forget it. So what I was told is basically there's a power bomb expansion in here, but there's also another secret behind here, but it's behind like an icy wall of some kind. Hang on, actually. Alright, sorry, we're back. We actually were in the wrong area the whole time. That's actually part of the expansion, and we do need to still use our X-ray. It's just not in the area I thought it was. Okay, we actually grabbed that, thank goodness. So, we need to be having the X-ray the entire time, because it's near the top that we're going to find an icy wall, and now you see that it covers that. So, yeah, very deceptive trick if you don't know about it, but yeah. Blow that up with a power bomb, and you'll find your secret artifact. Don't know why that took me so long to find, but yeah, it was a little awkward. We got it, though, and that means we finally are done with artifacts. Now we can beat the game if we want to, but there's still more stuff to grab. Apparently we missed one of the missile expansions, though. Apparently, I was right. My guide does miss missile expansion. You're actually supposed to get up to 250 missiles, but we don't have them yet. I do want to make sure I grab this while I can, because the last thing I want to do is have to redo the whole area again. Okay, now we have to go all the way into the gravity chamber, unfortunately, which is still pretty far away, unfortunately. So we'll go ahead and grab that first. And more stupid pirates in the way, which we're just going to ignore. My gosh, let me out, please, man. If I could just skip across, but no, we're gonna have to go across the lawn way. Getting bounced around by these stupid pirates. Okay, this is probably the more frustrating of the two jumps because of that. Okay, we finally got over here. Now, the reason why I have to go back into the gravity chamber is there's another secret we can get, but only here. Only here, and only once we've gotten another secret done. There's also now enemies up top here that weren't there before. There we go. Those guys are out of the way. Blowing that open lets us do a roundabout way of then allowing us to grab this missile expansion over here. Nice. So now we're gonna go back. I don't think I'll need to be in this area, so we'll go back the way we came first, and unfortunately we missed one missile despite us following the guide to the T. As far as I'm aware, my guide does miss a missile expansion. To be fair, it's really hard to remember where all of them, but that sucks that these people made a guide where they missed one thing. Okay, well, first we need to find a save point, so we don't risk losing this progress and having to remember to redo this again. I am not going to be showing all this stuff. I did mention I would show my mostly full route, but I showed that, and I didn't really I must have missed something, because we didn't end up getting all the secrets. So I'll be using an individual lock for just the missile expansions now, and that will help me figure out which ones we're missing. Oh, what am I doing? We literally just went the opposite way of where we need to be. Now I'm really being silly here. No, I don't want to go here. I want to go the other way. This is so annoying now. Hey, we actually jumped up this time. I did say I would not cut out stuff, but I'm not sure anymore. I don't think this leads to a save point. Yeah, our best bet is to just go through here. The main reason why I want to hit a save point first is so I can remember where I'm going. By the way, I did kind of lie about the setup. I usually don't cut anything out, but if it does get drawn out and my video becomes long because of it, I will cut out, because at this point you guys have probably seen this game about a few dozen times and you probably already know where stuff is. I don't know if I want to risk the video way or not, by the way. Go away, flying pirates. No one loves you. Okay, good. We didn't fall down, and we hit a save point. Alright. That was supposed to be the last missile expansion, by the way, but they actually missed a couple. I'll check the other stuff just to make sure, but, I don't know if I want to waste time doing other stuff, so I guess I'll see you guys when we get to the final missile expansion. See you then. Update. I've made it back to my ship, but I still haven't found the upgrade. This is probably going to take longer than I expected, so we're going to go. And we're going to see you guys again, because I do want to make sure that I get this upgrade. So I'm going to see you guys when we're actually at the last upgrade. I just wanted to update that I made it back to my ship. So, yeah, see you guys in a minute, I guess. Alright, guys, I do need to warn you guys. If you're using the Nintendo Life Guide, which is on the internet, don't use it. I repeat, don't use the Nintendo Life Guide. There's actually 49 missile expansions, not 47, and they actually missed 2 of them. One of them was in the Chozo Ruins. The next one they missed, though, is actually right here in Phazon Mines. thankfully, I'm an expert at this game, so I know how to get through that. But yeah, it was really bothersome. So, anyways, we can go back here now, and there we go. Finally, after at least a good few hours of walking around, I even had to reset the game just to make sure my time was right. We finally got everything in the game. So again, if you guys want to use the Nintendo Life Guide, don't. If anything, just use the ING guide. The walkthrough might be slow, but at the very least, IGN is much better than Nintendo Life for this game. Because Nintendo Life's guide misses 2 missiles. IGN's guide gets all of them. So use that for the future, or any other guide that has all the missiles. Or just use a map to find where they are. Because I did not know that that was there, because I did not think clearly. Thankfully, we're not too far back, actually, and it won't take us really long to get back to the ruins, so we'll just walk the other way through Chozo ruins and just do a little bit of a walk around, so I can just discuss how they're feeling, because, like, I know I've seen bad guides before. I initially didn't do IGN's guide because for some reason my iPad just couldn't handle it, so I decided not to use it. I probably shouldn't have made that decision because, well, I guess their regular walkthrough guide isn't great, but that's only because it's slightly slow. And the life guide is fast. The problem is they missed 2 upgrades. They're gonna need to... Someone needs to edit that and add in those upgrades. Maybe I could do that. I don't know. But either way, at least now I know to watch back for this video. So, I bet you guys are all probably slapping me in the face right now for forgetting this. But forgive me. It was my guide's fault. My guide didn't tell me there was a missile there, so I forgot about it, of course. How would I have known that that was there otherwise? It's kind of a one-off area. The game doesn't even tell you that something's there. I used the map check, though, to find it, and I did find out that if there is a room that's usually revealed that's not supposed to be there, like a secret, usually that means, if you went into that, usually that means you went into the room already, which means you probably got the missile expansion. That's what I used to try and remember. Okay, so plasma breaks for those guys' armor. Good to know. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I'm excited to say we finally have 100% upgrades. Finally. By the way, just a fair warning. Oh, wait, no, I'm not going to say that because they probably won't know. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, I'm glad I was able to 100% this game. This will probably not come out a little bit later, but I did say I was going to want to do this to prepare for Metroid Prime 4. So, yeah. Other than that, just my last warning is don't ever use the Nintendo Life Guide. They actually missed 2 upgrades. My guide does follow that, which is a faster run, mind you, but basically adds in a couple of upgrades. Basically, when I was going back to leave the cave, we should have gone back to that first area that we initially went through in Phazon Mines to grab that, so we could get the secret, but I forgot to do that, and that's why I messed up, so yeah. Big oof on my part, but not much I could have done. But other than that, yeah, I'm just going to show you guys, just for proof. Item collection is now 100%, which means we can get the secret ending. And our scan entry has all the stuff collected from earlier. I'm just going to skip that because in the next video, I'm just going to check the scan book again. And if your scan looks just like what I show, then that means you're ready to take on the final boss. You don't need the Fission Metroid scan, though. You can actually get that in the Impact Crater as well. I just choose to get it later, and that's earlier, and that's mostly just so I can ignore the Metroids whenever I'm in the Impact Parader, so we can just focus on them instead. Alright. Well. Yeah, so now that you know about that, guys, other than that, just note that I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment, rate, subscribe if you enjoyed this video. It took a while to make. This one especially. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next video for the finale of our Metroid Prime 200% walkthrough. And I'll see you guys until then later. Bye!